What is good, YouTube? We ready for the playoffs for Saturday and Sunday to see who goes to the NBA Finals. But it's another big event being at the draft combine. Not only that, the NBA draft where the future has come. We've been able to watch these players from high school and middle school, sometimes even just blowing up in college or overseas. And, now it's time for them to take storm in the NBA. One thing I would definitely say over these couple years, we have started to see the one and done's rise and thrive in the NBA. You definitely see guys like Anthony Davis. His first season he was okay. His next season he's an all-star. You've seen Damian Lillard. You see Kyrie average 18 and come back and average 20. You see Karl Anthony Towns averaging 13. By the end of the year, he's having 18. And you see guys like Andrew Wiggins getting buckets at the end of this season. He started coming on strong and showing that he can play. And obviously, you see Donovan Mitchell, not a one and done, but you see how fast he developed under the pressure. And you do have a one and done in Jason Tatum, going out there getting the job done and playing better than he played in a regular season in the hardest time to do it in the playoffs. But the guy is only 20 years old. And, Jaylen Brown, a couple years he's developed. So back then they said one and done, they should stay in college. They shouldn't come out right away. That's how they used to do it back in the day. Now you see people, if they got some hype, if they got some interest, they've been hopping and jumping in that draft so quick, whether they in college or overseas, or even going into the G League for one season and entering the NBA draft the next. People are saying that it's an opportunity for young people. Coaches are starting to play them more, trust them more, and utilize them more. You see Jason Tatum in the Eastern Conference Finals playing like he's 25 to 30 in 4 or 5 years in the league. But the one and done has its flaws, just like coming out of high school. Some players going to flop, some players going to be great, some players never live up to their potential. It don't matter if they stay in college. We've seen some seniors flop. We done seen juniors flop. We done seen sophomores flop. And there's a reason why everybody's taking the one and done freshmen. And it was a reason why people was taking LeBron and Dwight Howard, who has became some of the best players and Hall of Famers in history. Over the course of their career, you can obviously add Kevin Garnett and Kobe Bryant into that too. So you definitely got to know who you scouting. You definitely got to know who you playing. And you definitely got to know what direction you going in with your team so you can draft the right player and develop him for that system, or even utilize him the way that he should be utilized and help him expand and grow his game. But today we're going to talk about a one and done that was the number one pick for his draft class. And, he got passed up by Bagley, depending on what draft site you go to. Going number one, then Bagley obviously got passed up by DeAndre Ayton. Everybody's playing, everybody's getting better, everybody's under the spotlight, whether you overseas or in college. And you're starting to see the development of these players are coming so exceptionally quick. And like I said, I'd rather have 1 year in the NBA like Ben Simmons than play another year in college. Playing in the NBA develops you better because you're developing to play in the NBA. And that's what the people don't get. Well, if you could have stayed in college, why stay in college while I'm trying to get to the NBA? Not only that, they're developing me and preparing me to be good in the NBA, but I can just go to the NBA and get good. Obviously, it's ugliness in the business, and it's harder to stay in the NBA because there's so much talent to accumulate now. But Michael Porter Jr. was a guy, as you can see in the title, that has the athleticism, has the size, has the versatility and diversity in his game. And the guy can shoot, he can finish, he can dunk. Well, not really shoot, but he's only going to get better at it, hopefully. And, you see the guys like Ben Simmons, you see the guys like Giannis, you see the guys like KD and AD. And these guys are versatile forwards that develop their game, became more efficient, became more dominant. Even Giannis, a guy without a real jump shot, shooting over 50%, giving you 26 points a game, and still giving you 10 boards, but with 5 assists, and That's without a jump shot, becoming efficient and dominant and impacting the game in multiple ways. And he's one of the better two-way players. So you see a guy like Michael Porter that had a lot of potential. A lot of people on his wood saying he's so great, he's so amazing. There's no way he can't go number one. Then he said he was in a lot of pain. He wasn't comfortable, so he went and had a major injury, which is back surgery. That's something that does scare a lot of people off. That's something that can reoccur. That's something that over the grind and the physicality of an NBA season can be a red flag. So I can't really doubt these people for feeling like that, because this is a person that you're taking with your pick, and you need somebody to come in and be a potential superstar. And that's really what you want to do when you're one of the top five people in the draft. You're bad for a reason. You need help, you need talent, and you don't want to waste your pick on a guy that might not develop or might not pan out, because you only get that one pick in the top five usually. And you see guys like Sacramento, you see teams like Dallas, if they have an opportunity to get a guy with superstar potential, Michael Porter is definitely that guy, because he's been showing it, he's been developing, and he looks like an all around good player, and he can impact the game in multiple ways. Being that 6'8" guy that can handle the ball and do multiple things on the court. Plus, you have a guy like Rick Carlisle, who's an offensive genius, finding ways to get the best out of his roster, finding ways to utilize his his players, and putting them in those positions. But they in a situation where they're looking for that next superstar. Dirk Nowitzki is going out. Harrison Barnes haven't lived up to that superstar potential. Dennis Smith was only a rookie. He had a solid rookie campaign, but it wasn't. Well, I say he had a great rookie campaign for what I thought he would be. Maybe not what everybody else thought, but with his body and his size and his inability to shoot, he only could do so much. But he did have a solid year to me, especially under how I thought he was. He did exactly what I thought he could do. So Michael Porter is a guy that people strayed away from, people start turning against, but they still can't deny how great and how how good he is. And going into this draft, he's a guy that you're getting a lot of value for picking him in that spot if he can stay healthy. We done seen it with Joel Embiid. He got the max. He became an all-star. He's potentially going to be an all-NBA player this year for the center position. He did struggle in the playoffs, but he's a guy that, people thought was going to be the number one pick, slid a little bit, and still became an all-star and an all-NBA player. So even though he's still having a lot of injuries in his career, Michael Porter really had that one major injury that can reoccur, but he looks like he's healthy. He looks like he's ready. And the best part about it is he's going to have that chip on his shoulder to prove to people, even though you might take Bagley, Aiden above me, I'm in Doncic, I still feel like I'm on their level or higher. He still feel like he's the best player in the draft, and now he has more fuel to the fire to have him go and prove that I'm the best rookie this year. I'm the best player this year, and going to these weaker teams that need help, he's going to have an ample opportunity to showcase his talent and show why he deserves to be that number one pick. Obviously, you wouldn't take him because there's some players with more less health concern and more potential. But this guy is the real deal. I like him. And like I said, under a coach like Rick Carlisle that really know how to utilize and get the best out of his team, his players, you can't really deny that Dallas should pick him up. But you still see other teams clamoring over him, saying that you want to trade up to get him, or certain teams that would trade down if he's still available to pick him up while still getting the asset, because you're still getting value out of him in that top 4, 5, 6 spot. And he's a better player than what a lot of people would expect. So drafting him is like, hey, I didn't get Aiden, I didn't get Doncic, I didn't get Marvin Bagley, but I feel very good about the pick that I have gotten, because I feel like Michael Porter can develop into a superstar just like them. He has just as a high of a ceiling as these guys. Is he the best defender? No, but neither is Bagley or Aiden. So is he the best offensive player? No, but he has the diversity like Doncic. So in the versatility. So at the end of the day, he might be one of the more slept on prospects. Obviously, he should be because of the injury, and it's a major injury. But if this guy can stay healthy, if this guy got the proper surgery and can continue to fight it through the rest of his career, he has the potential to be an all NBA, all star player, just like Aiden, just like Bagley, and just like Doncic. And getting him at that lower position, you want to have the guy with the most potential, the guy that can give you the most at that pick. And he's going to be one of those players that you might not get the top 3, 4 players, but you're going to be happy getting him too. Check out my website, NoxusPlayground.com. Link in the description in the comment section below. Check out my Facebook page at NoxusPlayground.com. Link in the description in the comment section below. Quinn Wade, Basketball Analysis, I'm gone. And I'll be back Saturday to give y'all some more analysis. And remember, the NBA draft is important. The NBA combine is important. You want to know who's the future.